Well, hi there. I'm John Clayton, and with this very colorful background, you can tell that we're in some sort of artistic situation, and that is exactly what we're going to talk about. I'm talking with a really interesting individual, and Gerard is going to talk about some really neat things happening at the Palos Verdes Art Center. So first of all, welcome, and tell me your full name and what it is you're going to be doing.
Thank you very much. My name is Gerard Dislayer, and I'm going to be teaching this summer a workshop on fashion. I'm going to be talking about the fashion industry in general and introducing it to 14 to 18-year-old future designers who want to know more about this industry.
I'm sure that one of the things today is future trends, and anyone watching will say, what are the future trends in fashion? I mean, are we talking about, women's dresses or paintings, or what area specifically will you be covering?
I'll be talking about pretty much everything within the fashion industry. So you're right, it's going to be about trend forecasts, concept stories, but I want to talk a little bit about fashion history. I want to talk about how designers are finding inspiration from fashion history, from any type of source, really. It could be painting, music, different cultures, and anything can be used as inspirations.
You used two words there that you just repeated, inspiration. I'm a creative guy myself, and inspiration, I would imagine, plays a very key part in putting something very creative together in what you do.
Absolutely, yes. And it could be, again, visual, it could be just a song, it could be a movie, it could be an exhibition, whatever will trigger the mind of a creative person, and then translating it into color, into textures, shapes, silhouettes, accessories, embroideries, whatever.
I'm sure that many of your viewers will want to know what is your background? Where you've just said some really interesting things, and if I was watching, I'd say, yeah, what is this gentleman? What is his background? Where does he come from? Is that a French accent I hear?
Yes, it is. Yes, I was born in France.
Which is probably the home of, dare I say this to an American audience, fashion and design and all that sort of stuff.
Well, you're saying it, so, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. So I was born in France. I worked in France as a fashion designer for 13 years, and then I moved after that to Brussels first, and then New York to work for a denim company. And then after that, I moved to California, and I worked for about 10 years at Juicy Couture. Wow. And now I'm working with students and teaching fashion. I work at Woodbury University in Burbank in the fashion department. So, yeah, for the past 30 years, I've been hopping around, playing with clothes.
Talking to someone like you, it's always interesting to hear what people like you have to say, but by the same token, I see you have what I can only call a treasure chest of goodies there, so why don't you pick out some of the things that you think are interesting that would give our audience an idea on trends and all that sort of good stuff?
Sure. Yes, I brought a bunch of examples of the type of fabrics that we're going to be working with this summer, whether it's faux fur or wool or silk prints of all sorts.
Before you go any further, just let me,
yes.
This looks, is that fur?
This is faux fur, actually. So it looks like fur, but it's actually a fabric, a knitted fabric with a very long pile that gives the impression of real fur. But
what would you, if you gave that to one of your students, you would tell them this is, what would you do with it?
You can do a little jacket. You can do a cropped sweater. You can use that as a trim at the border of a dress or a sweater around the neck at the bottom of the sleeves. There's a lot of different things that you can do with that. You can mix it with leather or faux leather and make another, a jacket here again.
That's very interesting. When you say mix, how do you know as a fashion designer what mixes with what? I mean, that is obviously your call as a designer, yes. But you have to know what matches with what.
Yes, it really, well, first...
Or do you shock people by, giving them something totally different?
There's a lot of different ways to do it. The first rule is to do something that you like. If you like it, if you're in love with it, then you can sell it to somebody else. So, but from a technical standpoint, you want to mix different fabrics that are kind of similar weight that are going to work together well. If one fabric is stretched, the other one needs to be stretched as well, otherwise the fit isn't going to be good. You want to think about, am I going to be able to wash this garment? Are both fabrics washable, or is it about dry cleaning the whole thing? So there's a lot of different things to take in consideration, but really the number one rule is, are you in love with it? And that's what I want to.
You know, when you say what you just did, how hard is it for your students? I mean, is this something that comes over? I guess it comes over a long time of experience to know all those things.
That's true. That's true. I mean, and that's the beauty of pretty much, I would say, any profession. But you start very fresh, and you have tons of ideas, and you don't think much about things that are practical, and then you learn what you can and cannot do. And again, as a creative person, the rule is to break the rules and come up with something that no one has come up with before.
I love that thinking.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, getting back specifically here to the Peninsula, your classes will be held on a specific day, and how long will each class be?
It's going to be a 2-week workshop. Monday through Friday, starting on June 11 and going on until June 21st. We are going to be doing a presentation of all of the students' work on Sunday the 23rd, staging a fashion show, showing all the work that the students have done. And it's going to be a one-time 2-week workshop.
So it's every day?
Every day, Monday through Friday. For 2 weeks.
And from what time to what time?
It is going to be between 1:30 and 5:30 every day.
And what sort of people will be eligible to participate, or is it one of those things where it's sort of first come, first served?
It's first come, first served, but I would really say I would welcome anyone who's interested in fashion, and previous experience is not important. If you like playing with fabric, if you like sketching, if you like drawing, if you like reading fashion magazines, and if you're thinking that might be something that you'd want to do further down the line, definitely this is the place for you to come.
With all the classes that you've given and this wonderful treasure trove of stuff here, and all the students you've talked to in your lifetime, is there one question that students seem to constantly, all over the world, ask you most frequently? What is the one question that they ask you most frequently?
Oh, God, that's a trick question. I think I know the question that I often ask to the students that are designing something is, would you spend your own money to buy that garment in a store? Because fashion is really an industry where people need to have the desire to buy the garment. It's not about giving or wearing it. You know, it's a business. So the bottom line at the end of the day is, can you picture people walking into a store, looking at your garment and wanting to spend their money to buy it? That's really what it comes down to.
Okay, so for people watching, they're going to say, okay, what number can I call? Is there a website I can look at? So is there a number they can call to enroll?
The phone number is 310-541-2479. And there's also a website that's pvartcenter.org, PV for Palos Verdes.
Okay, so all I can say now is fashion from France and this wonderful, talented, creative individual. I urge you to come and attend one of his classes. Absolutely fascinating. And thank you again.
Thank you so much.